The black laborers stared, in astonishment at the scene before them, for they had never seen a white man driving for a black man. Those stares made Shirley feel afraid, so he decided to stay in the car. In North Carolina, they attended a banquet, where the main course was fried chicken, a clear act of discrimination against black people. Shirley felt uncomfortable, but still performed with all his might. The crowd applauded warmly, amazed by his piano talent. When Shirley wanted to use the restroom, the host stopped him, saying he must use the crude outhouse outside. Shirley insisted on returning to the hotel, even though it meant an extra hour of driving. Tony couldn't understand it, but for Shirley it was a matter of dignity. A few days later they passed a suit shop. Tony thought one of the suits would look great on Shirley, and walked in. The shopkeeper greeted Tony enthusiastically, and immediately showed him the model from the window. However, when he realized it was Shirley, who wanted to try it on, his face darkened. He demanded Shirley pay first before trying it, and even snatched the suit from his hands. It was blatant discrimination. Shirley smiled bitterly and left. Tony wanted to defend him, but he was powerless. Shirley poured his anger into the piano keys, playing more forcefully than ever, though pain still weighed in his heart. As they traveled, Tony and Shirley grew closer. But one rainy night, they accidentally entered a restricted area. A policeman stopped them, claiming black people were not allowed there at night. Tony argued with him, and eventually both ended up in jail. In the cell, Shirley tried to reason with the officer, but the officer ignored him. Shirley then made a phone call. 10 minutes later, the sheriff ordered their release. Tony was stunned. He realized Shirley had influential friends and began to admire him. By the time the rain stopped, it was midnight. Shirley wanted to rest. Tony checked the green booklet and finally found a motel that accepted black guests. This time, Tony chose to stay with Shirley. After all they'd faced, he finally understood him more deeply, especially that quiet loneliness. They finally arrived at the venue for the final performance. The organizers were warm and even reserved a VIP parking spot. Yet despite the praise, they guided him through the back door. The room prepared for him was next to the kitchen. The narrow stairwell had no place to hang clothes, and the air smelled of grease. When Shirley wanted to dine in the restaurant, the butler stopped him, suggesting the food be delivered to his room. Shirley refused to eat in a storage space. The man then recommended a roadside diner. However, Shirley decided he would no longer endure these humiliations. The organizer asked Tony to persuade him to stay, reminding him that over 400 people were waiting and time was running out. As he spoke, he pulled out his wallet and offered Tony $100. Tony grew furious, rejected the money, and left with Shirley. They went to a small roadside diner. Though their elegant outfits fell out of place, no one looked down on them. An old piano stood on the stage. It wasn't a Steinway, but Shirley sat and began to play. The local musicians soon joined improvising. That night, Shirley poured his soul into music, and for the first time in a long while, he played with genuine joy.